You trying to make me cry in front of everybody, man?
Yeah, that's the point.
One word of advice. Buy TV, don't spend it on Hooker.
Super Russ. I'm the last character on my Justice League team with these four babes. Yo, what's up and Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to episode 48 of It's Simply Super, the Christmas edition.
The Christmas edition.
A shirt.
I feel like it's almost like you've got something planned for today, Russ. Is that true?
No, not really. It's just Christmas is coming up, so I figured throw some snow on the thumbnail and a Santa beard and be ready to go. Maybe talk Christmas movies or something, or I don't know.
I thought you were going to spray your beard white. You had the on the thumbnail. You nailed the beard.
Yeah, it's slowly turning white.
It is. It is.
Maybe another, hopefully, at least 10 years before it goes completely.
Well, maybe in another 10 years, if I stop shaving now, I'll be able to have a beard like you.
I can just switch the beards on the thumbnail later, man.
Make mine half red, though.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to the two members of the chat.
What's up, Comic Books NYC? Kavi was in here first. Hope you have a great holiday, man. And we got Czar84 in here. What's going on, man? And Mad Spidey just popped in. What's going on, Spidey?
That's it. Mad Spidey stole my book yesterday.
He did what now?
He stole my book.
Oh,
you know, I get all the covers for Catwoman because that was like, it's got a little sentimental value, that run. They're doing all those Spawn covers at the moment because of, I guess, Batman Spawn, maybe. They're doing all these Spawn variants. And I didn't know about the Catwoman one. And it was sitting on the table. There's only one there. And I was like, I didn't order that. And then Mark's like, if there's only one, you definitely didn't order it because it's Mad Spidey's, because he's ordering all the Spawn variants for his missus, because his missus collects everything Spawn. So yeah, I missed out and I got a serious case of FOMO. It was embarrassing because I was at the shop like, huh?
I didn't even know those covers were existing, man. I didn't know. I haven't seen them or anything because I've been out of the loop on the new comic book game.
That's right. You have been out of the loop.
What's up, old wolf?
What's up, old wolf? He's driving. That's not good. Don't drive and Simply Super at the same time.
Yeah. We are not responsible for any accidents.
So I was at the shop and I saw that cover and there was only one there. And Mark's like, yeah, that's Mad Spider. It's not yours. And I was like, Jesus. So I started looking it up. And in the meantime, like, I'm supposed to be helping Mark sort his books, but I'm literally just sitting there like, man, I need to get this book. I don't want to miss out. And Mark's like, don't worry, man. Don't stress out. I'll get one for you. It's like, no, but you can't, like, some stuff will sell out the week of and you won't be able to reorder it. So it's all good and well for Mark to say, I'll order it for you, but I don't know if that's going to come in. So I quickly checked every other store in Melbourne. No one had it. And then I ended up jumping on eBay and finding one. So I pretty much paid what I would have paid, probably similar to Mark anyway, but just with $4 postage on top. So, but it was kind of embarrassing because I literally was panicking.
You should have just told Mark you would hold that book for Mad Spidey.
Yeah,
and just never get around to giving it to him.
I've got stuff for Mad Spidey. I haven't seen him. Well, I have seen him, but we haven't had an organized meeting for a while because I've got his Matilda Gothica art. I've got his Old Wolf T-shirt. So maybe I should hold them ransom in trade for that Catwoman book.
Gotta have leverage, man.
I don't do multiple covers anymore, as in I won't buy multiples of the same, but I'll still buy the variants. I did so last night. I had barely any sleep because last night it's about 1:30 in the morning. I decided, shit, I've got to do my comic book orders, which I still haven't done. But how I do it is I get my previews magazine, which you know what I'm talking about when I say previews magazine.
Yeah.
So I get all 3 of those, and then I go through them and I write down the list on my phone, and then after I've written the list, I have to go place the order on my computer. So I just wrote down the list last night because Mark's like, "Can you do it? Because I need it by like this week." So yeah, I woke up last night and did my orders, and that's looking pretty small, man. My monthly hauls. I mean, it's definitely the smallest. Like each month is getting smaller and smaller. Like
That's good though, man. Like
3, 4,
a more
5,
focused collection is better, I think.
Yeah, there's still a few variants I picked up, but yeah, it's definitely getting smaller. Like my hauls for the last few weeks have been like, under 150, which I know sounds like a lot of money, but
Yeah.
it's a lot better than when I used to be like 200 plus every week. So
I came very close to breaking my new comic rule recently. There was a Superman #1 foil cover. It was
Yeah.
just a blue foil with the just the standard like logo on it, but it looks so
Yes.
sharp, man. It was from
Yeah,
I
but
think it was called from Big Time Collectibles.
But when are those variants going to stop, Russ?
They never will, man. That's why I
You
just
got
don't let myself buy any.
you
And
got to catch your
I think
ball.
it said this one wasn't even coming out until like February, so it was a pre-order until
Yeah, I've seen people
February.
posting
Yeah,
about it. Like, you get the blue one, you get the blue variant, Russ, and the next thing you know, you see the red one. You're like, "Oh, that looks pretty sharp too."
well, I like the
And then
blue
next thing
because
you know, you
it's
see the
like
gold
it
one.
looks like Superman's costume.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's true. But silver looks pretty sharp too.
Yeah, but I mean, blue's always been my favorite color too.
Yeah,
I guess
me
because
too.
of Superman, so
Everyone
that one
thinks
just
my
stood
favorite
out.
color is red. Yeah, everyone thinks my favorite color is red, but it's actually blue. Well, I actually
That
like to
makes
say
sense.
black, but people will say black's not a color. So I guess blue if you have to make me choose a color that's not black.
What's up, bottom tier collector? Thanks for stopping in, man.
Hey, what's up, Grud? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Grod.
What are the okay, so all 3 books on your pull list carve Star Wars, okay. It's funny, man. So I mean, when did I became Star Wars guy this year, right? So
Yeah.
I went from having like 0 Star Wars books this year alone, and now I've got a box just for my Star Wars stuff, and it's almost full. And I've only read
jeez.
barely any.
I bought Obi-Wan 1 with the cover that has young and old Obi-Wan on it when it came out.
Yeah.
Just because that was my favorite character from the series, and I love that cover. So I did give in and cover by that one. I can't remember when it came out. It was several months ago, earlier this year.
Yeah, I remember that. I picked up the first. I think I only picked up the first issue. So I've been picking up a lot of first issues. Especially when I do my orders now, I get a lot of first issue indies. Like I'll read the thing and be like, if it sounds interesting, I'll get the first issue. But I will rarely get anything else after that because unless I read it, if I get around to reading it before, the pre-orders come out, then I might continue. Like that Specs title came out recently. I read the first issue of that and I really enjoyed that. So I ended up thinking it's only 5 issues. I'll get the set of those. But anything else which I read that I think is okay, like I have to really like it now to continue with it all. I'll just read the first issue. If I think it's okay, I might maybe read it in trade or online later on. But we'll see because my to read list is starting to it's endless, you could say now.
What's getting me, man, is I'm watching a lot of Comic Foos Hauls. He's been putting together like full runs of the Death of Superman and all the different printings and stuff. And he's been showing a lot of like awesome foil cover variants, and I'm like, I need to go on eBay and try to find that. I'm still a sucker for like the full chrome anything like that, man.
Yeah, they did some.
So,
DC did a bunch like in the last month of like certain titles would have a foil variant. I only picked up one. See, that's the thing. Back in the day, I would have been like, I need them all, but now I just feel like I just want one.
yeah.
Come on, Gene.
That was the hardest thing, I guess, stopping cover buys.
I will
But I've
still.
been pretty good. I've only done 2 cover buys this entire year, so
That's impressive. That's impressive. I can do 2 cover buys in a second. Yeah, I generally now I'll still cover buy if it's like something I really like, and it's got to be the artist. Like I won't really buy a lot of artists that I'm not that I'm not into that I don't know, I guess. And obviously certain types of covers like Kiss covers or bondage covers I'll still get.
yeah.
Or cat covers. Where's that cat cover I bought the other week? That was a good one. I bought a bunch of sketch covers last night.
Oh, nice.
Yesterday. So, but yeah, now it's a matter of trying to find artists to actually do them for me.
Send them all to Carla Cohen, man.
Yeah, right. So, how much was it again? I think it was 1,300.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
Crazy,
euro
buddy.
per cover. One day, mate. But the problem is, right, with that kind of stuff, is it's only going to get more expensive as time goes on, right?
Yeah,
because she's pretty
it's
well
funny.
known.
I was like looking up some original art pages and stuff.
Yeah.
And oh my God, dude, the prices are just nuts. I thought it would be awesome to have like an original, like some original Superman or Doomsday art.
Yeah.
And nah, dude, I'll just get like a $5 art print and I'll be good to go.
Well, no, I saw a couple of cheap ones. Like, it randomly came up last night because I was looking up. I'll segue from this. I don't know if you saw, but you know my version of Red Hood that I like, that I cosplay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been saying for the longest time they've never done a figurine or statue or anything with that version of Red Hood, right? And I was like, as soon as they do, I'm all over it. And I finally found one, right?
Oh,
so and these are super cheap, man. These are like $15 here. So for you guys, it'd be like what, $7, $8. They finally did it, right? Look at this, got a little first edition sticker on there. So I picked this up. The box is really cooked though. It's like it's not a very good condition box. So I kind of want to get another one so I can maybe open this one. Yeah. But I was looking up to see if I can get another one of these, and I can't find them anywhere. This was the last one when I found it. So I was on eBay last night looking for this. Someone's flipping it for $45, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm not buying that. But I happened to come across a Red Hood original art page. And it was only $300.
Only,
but it was but it was not much going on that page.
Yeah.
And then you look at the pages that are like, oh, that looks good, and then they're up in the sort of thousands, sort of thing.
Yeah, original art, man. That's a whole other monster.
Have you heard? Do you know the channel Master and Madam Blaster?
I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure I subscribe to them.
Yeah, they're like a husband-wife, and they do. He's got big books, right? But he also collects a lot of original art. So in their last video, they picked up an original Jenny Frison cover.
Oh wow!
And I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I can't even think about what that's going to cost.
What's up, mate? Event.
What's up, mate? I think you can do payment plans on some though, because I know Mad Spidey, when he gets some of his, he pays them off over time. But I can't even think of how much he spent over the years on his art collection. What's up,
Hialeah? Yeah, that's like a rabbit hole of collecting. I'll probably never go down. I'll just like find a cool
sensible
art print.
Like there's a lot of rabbit holes I don't want to go into, but I try to be smart with it. Like, for example, all those soda can things. I was like, I don't want to get one of those. But then I was like, I wouldn't mind having one just to have one. And then I found my crow one and I was like, oh, that's good. That's all I need. I'm happy with just that. Same with art. So now I've got a little bit of original art. I would probably like to own maybe a page one day, because I don't, all mine are commissions, I guess, everything I've got. I'd like to own maybe a page one day, because that's the thing. Most of the original art collectors, most of them are collecting stuff that's, published, like pages and covers or whatever. Mad Spidey's was very unique when he showed off his collection in the beginning, because his was all pretty much straight commission. So that's stuff
I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I've heard that covers were even more expensive.
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
But yeah, it's just like, that's just, I have trouble right now dropping $20 on a action figure. So the original art's just like way out of my league.
Merry
What's
Christmas,
up, shop? Merry Christmas, man.
There's a because a lot of the artists will sell through like a certain website. I'm sure Mad Spidey will let us know that, like, the name Kirby's art or something like that. There's all these websites. So I've been looking at some of them, because a lot of the artists on Instagram will let you know, hey, you can buy my art now on this place. And yeah, some of it, like, usually it's going in the sort of $2,000 to $3,000 mark for a lot of it. And it's like,
yeah,
fuck. It's like, oh, like, man, like, I could buy that, but I could also live for 3 weeks off that.
yeah, for real. $3,000. That's like 6 months for me, probably.
Well, what's the most you've ever spent on a book?
Oh God. It was probably that Avengers 57 I got. That was like $410 after taxes.
410 US as well.
Yeah.
So
But I paid it off over a period of 6 months.
Okay. Yeah,
That's what I do when I go for my grills. I used to try to save up to get them, and then I would just like end up watching the prices rise and spike because of some ridiculous spec, and then they would go out of range. So now when I find one like reasonable enough, I'll just put it on my credit card and make payments over a 5 or 6 month period of time until I get it paid off.
Yeah, I actually don't know what my most expensive, because I struggle to I struggle to want to pay that much money on one book. It's just like, when I first started collecting, it was so much cheaper. Like, some of the books I've got, I would never be able to afford again.
Yeah.
Like, at the time, I remember I bought that DC Presents 26, which is the first New Teen Titans, like Raven and all that. I think I paid $100 back then. I don't know what it goes for now, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be $100 now. I bought the first Death for about $50. And that book, I'm sure, is more than 50 now.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, man, you got a lot better deals than you do now.
Well, I think things are starting to come down a little bit. But yeah, I just really struggle to justify anything over 100. Really, to me, I'm like, well, that's a lot of money
hard,
for a
man.
comic book fan. So I've done it only very few times. And it's funny, some of the books I spent. So my Warriors book, that's not a key. That's not nothing. That's just the book I really wanted. I paid, I think it was either 200 or 250 for that. It's slabbed and everything, but it's just one of those things where I don't see anyone else with that book. So I was like, I want to get that while I can. But like, when I go to the comic fairs and stuff with Mad Spidey and Zars 84, those guys are dropping like a couple of grand at those things. And they're only coming home with like, 5 books.
Yeah, there's several books that I wish I would have got a couple years ago that have gone up. I do need to check the prices now to see if they are coming down again. Like Marvel Premiere 15, the first Iron Fist. I had a chance to get that a couple years ago for $100 and like a 6.0 or something. And now I'm having trouble finding like 4.0s for under, like there's like 200 still.
Yeah, first Harley was I think about $400 when I first started collecting, and I was just like, that's a lot of money in a book, but I'll get it one day at that price.
Yeah,
I was like, no, you ain't getting it at that price.
I'm figuring as long as they don't like make an Iron Fist that everybody loves, maybe I'll be able to save up and get that book one day.
Yeah, isn't it funny how dramatically the prices will drop? Like when you get the spec because a movie's coming out and then the movie
Yeah.
sucks and then how quickly it'll drop again.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I
crazy.
noticed that happened. That definitely happened with She-Hulk because I picked up my 9.6 back when it was just $100, and at one point it ballooned up to 800 for a 9.6, and now I've seen people having trouble getting 300 for it.
Yep. Yep. That was
But I
one.
mean, I wasn't going to sell it anyway because that storyline and that book, that character was really good.
Yeah,
What's
first
up, Comic
Carnage was
Assassin?
setting. What's going on, Drew? Mate, Drew's been popping up here and there. It's good to see.
Yeah.
Maybe
Good to
he'll
see
pop
you
back
back,
up on
man.
YouTube soon.
Yeah, I've noticed the first Carnage has become cheaper now. I think I saw like a 9.2 of it for about $130 or something.
I have the German edition that I bought from Greyman.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's definitely a few foreign edition books I want to get into.
Yeah, I think it's cool. So a little while back, I was thinking about collecting because I've got the first Nightwing now, and I've also got I got the Australian version too. I saw all these different versions on eBay. I was like, oh, that's a good book to collect. As like if I was going to collect foreign edition stuff, just to collect,
Yeah.
it's like when Southern Comic Geek he came on a collectible show and tell, and he pulled out a Hulk 181, and I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I don't want to see on this show, right? Because you see that stuff all the time. But then he was like, this is my favorite book ever. And then he pulled out like 10 foreign editions of it as well. Like, this
Oh,
is the
dang.
version from France. This is the version from Germany. This is the version from here. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would like to get the Mexican editions of Amazing Spider-Man 121 and 122 because that was the death of Gwen Stacy storyline. But in the
Doesn't die,
Mexican
right?
editions, yeah, they didn't kill her in the Mexican edition.
Crazy. That's
So
crazy.
I still
So
need to. I've got a 121 American edition. I still need to get a 122, but I would love to get the Mexican editions of both.
that's crazy. So out there in the Mexiverse, like
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy is
Gwen,
still
yeah, just lived. Yeah, they
But
had to
does that mean
completely change the stories from then on because
yeah, well
her
that's what I'm
character
saying. Like
lived.
how does that work?
I don't know, man.
People need to let us know how that works. Like if Gwen Stacy stays alive, that means there's all these stories that were only out in Mexico.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Unless they just retconned it later, but for a while it must have been.
That's insane.
What's up, Mojo?
What's up, mate? Yeah, if only I could give this to Russ. Oh, this way. Oh wait, that doesn't work. For some reason, I thought that was going to work.
Just magically teleport like the Stanley knife trick.
Yeah. But yeah, I have heard a lot of people saying, well, Mad Spidey's saying that prices are leveled out for quite a bit, but not over here. Yeah, just the market is like, so we were at the con the other week, at Comic-Con, and there was a seller, I can't remember what state he's from, but he comes down for the cons and he's got a lot of big books, and like he had like a first Spider-Punk graded. I think he was selling it for about $4.75 or something, which is a lot. And then like Sean was like, you should get this, Simon. And then the guy's like, oh mate, if you want that, I'll give it to you for 300. Because straight off the bat, knocks off $170. I was like, mate,
Not bad.
like the most
What's up, Bill?
I think the most I spent last year, I guess, was when I went to that comic fair and I bought those Star Wars books. So the problem
Oh, yeah, you
was
got the first issue, didn't you?
the first 4 issues
First 4.
for $300, right? The problem was I only showed up with $300 to spend. You know what I mean? So the guy
Whole
had
budget.
it there. The guy had it there for $300, and I was like, that can't be right. That cannot be like the first 4 issues, because number 2 at the time was heating up because of the Obi-Wan show, just alone. And obviously 1 is 1. So I was just like, that can't be right. So I let it sit there for a little while, and I was like, fuck, do I really want to drop all my money just on this one set of books? And then I went back, and then I was just looking at it, and he's like, oh, we're willing to take offers. And I was like, what? You're willing to take offers? Like, I feel like I'm robbing you for $300. And then I was like thinking, it would be good if I could get it a little bit cheaper, because then I've at least got some money left over. So I was thinking I wasn't going to ask for too much. I was thinking about getting $20 off. So I asked for $270, and then he said $280. I was like, yep, perfect. And then I actually ended up getting, I think, withdrawing another $50 so I could buy some other stuff. But that was probably my purchase of the year, I would say. First appearance of Spider-Punk first appearance of Spider-Punk. So that
was in one of the Spider-Verse books, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the book itself is a Spider-Man. I think it's an Amazing Spider-Man number 10 or something, volume whatever. But I've got it. I've got the book. I want to kind of get a second copy of it at a good price. That new Spider-Verse, did you watch the new Spider-Verse trailer?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so yeah, they dropped a new trailer, so I'm guessing books are going to go stupid again.
Yeah,
but I've got.
Yeah, I heard there was a rumor that Ben Reilly was going to be in it, and that's probably going to make like his first appearance go crazy, which will be harder to get now.
Because that was a book that I want, and
yeah, same here.
It was
man.
there. It was there at the thing, and I think it was about $110, $120.
Yeah,
which is not bad. But I ended up buying a Ghost Rider First Danny Ketch.
That's a good one.
$30, and the guy gave it to me for $25.
That's a real good deal.
Yeah, so I couldn't turn that. I spent barely anything, but yeah, it's just anything over $100 for a book. I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah.
How badly do I need? But the Ben Reilly one's a good one because I had that as a kid. So even though I don't want to do that thing where I repurchase all my childhood books, I think that's a good one to have because
that was one of the ones I had back in the day too.
I loved that time of Spider. Like that was when I was really into Spider-Man, and which is weird because when I go back into comics and then you sort of find out about that era and people were saying how bad it was. I'm like, what? I thought it was so good.
Yeah. I love the whole Clone saga, man. That's one of my favorite storylines. Of course, that was right around the time I started reading.
The weird thing is, like, I feel like it's a confusing storyline, but back when I was reading it from memory, like, I understood what was going on. I don't think I understand what's going on in comic books anymore when I read. It's pretty confusing.
I know, man. I like. I think it was 2018 or 2019 when they rebooted the X-Men series with Jonathan Hickman. And I picked up the first 3 or 4 issues and I just could not get into the storyline, man. I felt so confused reading that. I didn't know what was happening. It's like everybody that was a bad guy was now a good guy. It seemed, and it was just confusing, man. I couldn't make heads or tails of it. So I'll just stick with my 80s and 90s X-Men.
Yeah, I think I was confused when I read X-Men back then because back in those days, I loved X-Men based because of the animated series, but I really didn't. I had a lot of X-Men comic books, but I didn't really enjoy reading them for some reason. I think it was confusing for me, maybe.
I watched. I'm pretty sure I watched the animated series a couple years before I got into the X-Men comics. Because I want to say it was right around the Age of Apocalypse Onslaught era when I got into the comics. So 95, 96, somewhere in there.
Me too. So I've still got a lot of those books, all the Age of Apocalypse titles, like was it Generation X or Generation Next?
Well, Age of Apocalypse, they called it Generation Next, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
But that was one of the sets I managed to complete last year. I found a whole lot of them on eBay, super cheap, man.
So I remember when those were coming out, one title that I didn't have was Gambit and the Externals, and Gambit was kind of like my favorite X-Man. And I remember actually buying that book way later on when I'd already sort of lost interest in comics. Someone at school was like, "Oh, I've got that," and I think I bought it off him for like $20 back then. Like this is like when I'm still in high school, and I was just like, "Oh, cool! Now I've got it, but I'm not even into comics anymore." But then obviously that disappeared in the circuits of time. So I recently picked that up again for like I think $2.
Yeah, I want to say
So,
I got nearly the entire set. The only books I had to buy separate was the Weapon X books, and I got those super cheap too.
I mean, Age of Apocalypse, not that I remember what any of it was about, but it's almost like back like the 90s version of Future State, right? When DC did Future State.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I
I
didn't mind
can't
some Future State
remember.
titles.
I can't remember if Age of Apocalypse came before or after Onslaught
Okay, I don't
in
know what
the
Onslaught is.
storyline. But it was right in there with it.
Yeah, because I remember people were like really knocking Future State, but there was some Future State books that were pretty good.
I never got to read. I got a couple now, thanks to AOKs and stuff, but I haven't read them yet.
I thought the Batman one, which was I think it was called Dark Detective, that was pretty good. I didn't read them all. I had a lot of them. There was the Superman one, which sounded cool, where he goes to some planet and just fights people, like gladiator style, like arenas and stuff. So
Night Tiger, what's going on, man?
What? It came before Onslaught. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what Onslaught is.
Onslaught was like it started, or they put an Easter egg in later where Magneto separated Wolverine's adamantium. Professor X had to like go into Wolverine's mind, and somehow, if I remember right, that spawned the seed that became Onslaught later. So the whole time it was like Onslaught was like, I guess, a alternate personality of Charles Xavier, but he was so like strong. God, I'm trying to remember the story. It started with X-Men, but the whole Marvel universe got involved, and it took Incredible Hulk finally getting like mad and strong enough to be the one that cracked Onslaught's armor with a punch. Really cool storyline, man. If I'm not completely misremembering everything.
Was it like an event or something? Or was it just like a
Oh
six
yeah, it
story?
was a whole crossover event, man. I finally got the entire set of that put together, and the stack of books is like that with all the crossovers and everything. It's just tons of stories. What's up, Troy?
Aren't they talking about rebooting the X-Men? Is that
Again?
I think so.
Well, I mean, they
Well,
do that every couple months anyway, I think.
Well, didn't they? They did do a reboot, like that First Class or whatever. That was all new actors, wasn't it? And the Phoenix
Yeah.
thing. But did they have a Wolverine there?
He did a cameo. I can't remember if it was in First Class or one of the other ones.
But the cameo
But
was
it
Hugh
was just
Jackman, was it?
yeah. It was
Yeah, so
just
that's
Magneto and Charles walking into a bar and Wolverine just basically telling them to F off. And that was the whole cameo in that movie.
so.
It
But
was
that's
like a
weird, isn't it?
2-second.
If they got Hugh Jackman to play that, and all these other actors are different, and they're younger, isn't that weird? Does that make sense?
Well, that's because Wolverine didn't age like normal. He was like a couple 100 years old.
Oh, was he? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, his healing factor prevented him from aging like normal. So he fought in like World War II and all kind of stuff in Wolverine Origins.
Yeah, because it's weird to think of someone that's not Hugh Jackman.
Days of
Play.
Future Past, that was the cameo.
Because yeah, you know what? I never watched the X-Men movies because again, when the first X-Men movie came out, I was excited for it because back then I was like, X-Men are cool, and I hated that movie. I just did not
Really?
enjoy
You
it.
didn't like the
Yeah, I
first one?
didn't like it.
The only thing I didn't like about it is the way they handled Rogue's character. They never like give her full abilities.
I didn't think Anna Paquin was a good pick for her either.
No, I think she could have been better if they had just like given her comic book powers as the movies progressed, but they never did.
Yeah, so I never actually watched any of them after that. So the only other X-Men movie I really watched, I guess, was Logan, if you count that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that blew my mind. Like, like the violence in it. Like when he
Yeah.
first stabbed someone in the face, I was like, "Did that just happen?" Like, I was shocked.
You know,
It's like
like
when I
he's supposed to be coming back for Deadpool 3,
yes, apparently that is
but
a
I
real
don't
thing.
know like how big of a role he's going to play in it. If it's just going to be a small thing or
I reckon it's going to
like
be
a
like a multi.
one-off, like Deadpool like fourth wall breaking joke or something. And
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be a big multiverse thing.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping, man. I
Uh,
always wanted to see Chris Evans Captain America and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine on the same screen together because they had some cool comic book team ups, but that's
um,
I don't think it's ever going to happen now.
I was watching Bubs the other day, and he was saying how he wants obviously a recast of Wolverine because he was saying like Wolverine should be this little ugly dude.
So Bubs wants Danny DeVito for Wolverine.
I remember ages ago, like you'd read those magazines where they'd like cast like actors for roles, and they did X-Men. And I think from memory, I don't know what magazine it was, but they were saying like Cyclops was, I think they chose Van Damme for Cyclops.
Oh
And
God,
I think for Wolverine, I'm pretty sure they chose Jackie Chan. Can you imagine
that would make a great multiverse movie.
Oh my god.
Just a really cool alternate multiverse movie right there.
Was that really what it's about? Time travel? No.
Yeah, Days of Future Past was Wolverine 5-3 in the comics.
I feel like I'm actually starting to feel like I have watched another X-Men movie. Is there
There's
one
been a
where
bunch. There's
is there one where they're like hunted because like they become like the world are like, oh, they're all dangerous and stuff, and then they have to go into hiding, whatever?
that might have been Days of Future Past because that movie opened with like them in the future and they were getting hunted by sentinels that could adapt. And they did like this whole like almost cartoon style intro where it had Iceman doing the ice bridge and everything.
Wolverine is 5'3". Haven't some people talked about like what's his name? Hardy. Tom Hardy, is it?
Oh yeah, I've
Bane?
heard his name thrown over.
He's pretty short, isn't he?
I'm not sure. I
He's got
know
that short, stocky sort of look.
Tom Cruise is short. He's about 5'4", 5'5" or something, I think, in
We
real
don't want
life.
to see him play Wolverine.
Like, if you're just gonna like base the character off height, I don't know, man. Because you can always just pick somebody like Hugh Jackman and just use camera tricks to make them look shorter if you wanted to.
Are you too old to? Oh yeah, yeah. Are you too young? Yeah, that's what you meant. Time. Did you see Time Cop?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's good.
All the like classic, like John Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, 80s action movies, man. I was so into those.
Yeah, I never actually watched a lot of Seagal movies for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I was just, and you know what? He's a like
Yeah.
nowadays, like
He's a
he's
jerk,
an
man.
absolute douchebag. Oh man, he is so full of shit. But and even Van Damme, like he's an interesting person.
Yeah. But all those movies back in the day, man, I watched them all the time.
Well, that's why it's like when people always question me when they're like, "Why do you like UFC and stuff like that?" It's like, well, if you grew up in my time to movies like Bloodsport and No Retreat, No Surrender, like you were into those movies for the fighting, and it's like this is
Yeah.
like it's like the real thing.
Do you remember what there was another one that was kind of like Bloodsport, I guess. I think it was called Best of the Best.
Oh yeah, with Eric Roberts,
Yeah.
and they go to Korea.
That movie I think that one had like several sequels that went straight to video.
So I remember when I first watched that, right? So it was when I became friends with like my best friend in high school, pretty much. So I was kind of known for What do you guys call when you skip school?
I just call it skipping.
Okay, so we call it wagging. That's our, I guess, slang for it, wagging school. So I was very well known for wagging school for a while. And so my mate Luke, who I ended up becoming besties with, he was like, "Hey man, I want to wag with you one day." I'm like, what? I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, like my mom goes to work and we can just like hang out at my place. So we did that. So his mom goes to work. I think he didn't really wag. He pretended that he told his mom that he was sick. So he was gonna go to his dad's place. But he didn't go to his dad's place. He just stayed at home at his mom's place. And then I came over and yeah, he showed me Best of the Best because he's like, man, this is the best movie. He's like it makes me cry. And I was like, what do you mean it makes you cry? Because there's that bit at the end where the guy does the speech, the Korean dude does the speech after he gets beat up and stuff. Yeah. Best of the Best.
What's up, Silver Knight Kyle?
What's up, Kyle?
Well, yeah, I remember I think I was 13 when I finally got my own house key. And in the mornings,
Yeah.
my mom would be going to work. And as soon as her taillights on her car would disappear, I would see the bus headlights appear in the other direction. I would jet back down the street, go in the house, push the recliner in front of the TV, and watch like Tiny Toon Adventures and fall asleep.
Did you get busted ever?
Oh, yeah, several times. But I would do it because, like, back then in school, it was just a nightmare for me, man. So I would just watch Looney Tunes and Tiny Toons and the Tasmanian Devil Show and all that stuff. I think I missed like 180 days one year just from not wanting to go to school and get like tormented.
Yeah, it was weird. My so the high school I did my final year at, it was a really weird school. So I went there because they kind of ran. It was like a high school still, but they only did, I think, year 9 to 12 or 10 to 12. So only like 3 year levels, the final 3. So I went there because they ran the school more like a. Do you guys have TAFE? I don't know what you guys call TAFE over there. Kind of like there's university here and then there's TAFE. I don't know the difference. Mad Spidey, can you fill me in on the difference between university and TAFE? But anyway, they run it more like a TAFE. So you have certain subjects and things that you're learning towards, rather than in high school here, you have your English, you have your maths, you have all these subjects, and you don't care about half of them, right? So I wanted to do video production back then. So I went to this school because they had a video production course. So I went and did that, and it was just the biggest slacker school, right? Like they were just like kids everywhere smoking cigarettes on the ground and stuff like that. Like it was insane. I forgot the point to why I brought that up, but
I didn't know there was a Green Hornet movie, Night Tiger.
yeah, Boxall Tech. That's where it was. It wasn't called Boxall Tech when I went there, though, Spidey. It was called Boxall Senior Secondary. The Green Hornet movie. Yeah, no, the Green Hornet movie with Seth Rogen.
Oh, I never saw that.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't the best, but I enjoyed it. I think a lot of people. I think Kevin Smith directed it.
I don't know if I've even heard of that. Is it like, how long ago did it come out?
Oh, it was a while ago. I think I might have even been working at Blockbuster back then. That was a while ago.
Oh, dang.
I'm not sure if it was that long, but it was.
I completely missed that one there.
Naughties or something. Uni is high class TAFE in community college. Oh, and uni is high class and TAFE is community college. Okay. Oh, that's right. So the reason I brought that up was because back at that school, it was so weird because so many people must have skipped school, right? They had what was called makeup classes because to pass, you have to have a certain attendance percentage, right? Which was like 85, 90, whatever it was, right? So they would come in every week. Someone would come in and give like the classroom, your main class, your like attendance rate. And it would tell you they have what was called a makeup class. Because you were below the attendance rate, you could go to makeup class, which is essentially detention. But you go there to make up the times that you miss, and you're supposed to go there and just do schoolwork. But it ended up like all of our friends we just all be there with our friends because we all wag school together. That was a crazy school. There was no uniform or nothing. Oh, wait, you guys don't really have uniforms at school, do you?
No, we didn't where I went. I was just
Yeah,
like a
that's
little town public school.
yeah. So that this place had no uniform, which was just out of this world to me. Because I'm so used to going to schools that have uniform. All of a sudden, you go to the school and it's just like plain dress. So, like, we were in this little punk group with all our punk clothes and stuff on, and apparently, people used to call us the crazy Nazis. That was our. That's what apparently people called us. Green Hornet. Back in 2011 was Green Hornet.
2011.
Jesus, that was definitely not a blockbuster then.
I remember I think it was called The Phantom, and it had like Billy Zane in it.
Yeah. Do you know The Phantom?
Not really. I remember seeing that
Yeah.
movie years ago, but I only watched it once, and I don't really remember much about it other than the purple costume he had.
I don't know. Is Phantom might be Australian or something? Because there's Phantom comics everywhere here. Like, he's not very popular anymore. Like, he had his day in the sun, I think, when that movie came out. Who was it? Someone was asking me, it might have been Gore Vidal, was asking me about Phantom comics down here because he collects them. And I think he has to get them from Australia or something like that.
Might be then, might be an Australian character.
I don't think he's Australian, though. But yeah,
I
if you
don't
go to
remember.
like antique stores and stuff and find old comic books, there's always Phantom stuff there. Did you know it was a comic book when you watched the movie?
No, not back
Yes.
then.
Phantom was in Defenders of the Earth. That's right. And so was Flash Gordon and Mandrake. Did you watch Defenders of the Earth?
No,
Do you know what it is?
no.
Oh, dude. That
I've
was a
heard of
killer
Flash
cartoon.
Gordon, but I've never seen it.
That was like when me and Mark did that episode about nostalgic cartoons. One of my mates commented, he's like, "Yo, I can't believe you guys did bring up Defenders of the Earth." I was like, holy crap. That was one of my favorites, Defenders of the Earth. That's why I wish my memory was better, man. It's all that stuff.
I think Night Tiger wants to pop in a minute.
All right. Well, you better be quick, mate, because we're wrapping up soon.
All
Wait,
right.
link in the chat. When do we ever do that? Is he
All
about
right,
to
I
come on
dropped the
and
link
drop
for
some-
you, Night Tiger.
Is he about
This
to
will
come
be
on and drop some
first for the
knowledge?
show.
Or... You better be dressed as Santa. I have the series on DVD. Defenders of the Earth, really? That's crazy. Mad Spidey has everything on DVD. One of the
Yeah,
only
I've
people
never
who
heard
still
of
buys
that
them.
one before, though. I have heard of Flash Gordon, but I don't
Yeah, so I had
remember
Flash
watching
Gordon,
it.
had Phantom, had Mandrake, wherever he came from. I don't know where Mandrake's from, but he was a character.
But yeah, there was a couple like old movies based on comic books that I didn't know were comic books at the time, like The Shadow. I remember seeing that movie back in the day and had no
Yeah.
idea it was based on a comic.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Night
What's going
Tiger?
on, mate?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you,
bro.
mate.
So I had to get on. I had to educate Simon on why the Phantom is popular over there.
Okay.
So in the 60s, there was a group of writers from Sweden. They got together, formed a writing team called Team Phantom, and they got the rights to create new stories for the Phantom, and they were based out of Sweden. And this was in the 60s, 70s, so they changed the character to reflect the Sweden policies of the country at the time.
Huh.
But their stories were pretty much bought by the distributors in the area there, Australia, New Zealand, and the Scandinavia. So he's a really saturated in those areas. Does that make
That's
sense?
cool.
They're still coming out here, I think. There's still new Phantom books. I never
there's-
see them. You don't really see
They
them in
have
shops either.
They have a company, I guess. They still produce new material. Because when I was in Sweden, they was all over, and Denmark too. So I decided to do the research on it. He's like a national hero in Scandinavia.
Really?
Anyways, fellers, do what you do, and I'll watch from the back.
All right, man. Safe travels, brother.
All right,
Thanks for the drop of knowledge, mate.
All right, bye.
That's a good idea. Anytime people have some information to drop, we'll send you the link. You drop it, and then educate us all.
Yeah, Matt's body says he started in the 1930s, so he's a golden age.
Yeah, but I don't think
character.
anything's really worth anything from Phantom, unless maybe the first issue, and maybe if it's the first appearance of some character that no one knows. But yeah, we can. Oh, so speaking of watch hours, I need to desperately. So I kept thinking this year, like just the way everything was trending, I was like, I should reach 4,000 hours by the end of the year.
Yeah.
At this stage, the end of the year is only a week away. So I don't think I'll quite get there in the next week. So I'm aiming for the end of January because that's my 4-year anniversary.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and I just lost a sub. But I thought of something that I could do just at any time. Obviously, you can do live hangouts and stuff like that, but I'm going to start a new stream called Simple Surfer.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be like, remember Perry and the Lurkers?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm
Checking
going
out
to do
other people's channels.
Yeah, because I haven't been watching YouTube hardly at all for the last 6 months or so. Like I used to like live and breathe it, right? And just if I wasn't making videos, I was watching people's videos, and I feel like I don't do it anymore. So I feel like it'd be a good way for me to start catching up again on people's channels, but also give a chance to watch some of those channels that I don't normally watch as well. And that way you can share those, people, if anyone watches live, we can discover channels together, like I thought it'd be a good one. So I'm going to start doing
K-pop?
that. What's up, K-pop?
We have another guest in the back.
Holy shit.
Of course it's me.
Course. This guy, he couldn't resist.
I told people I'm on holidays. I'm going to jump on live streams left, right, and center.
Matt Spidey's the most streamed person in the community.
No, I still reckon Rob is beating me. Rob is on like everything.
That is not true. Although I did see Rob on G-Spot the other day.
Speaking of streams, I just got a notification that Gray Man went live with Skyrim.
He was already streaming before. There was like 30 people watching
like
his
midnight or something over here with Scott playing Skyrim.
He was streaming before. He had that's weird. His stream had 23 views. I'm pretty sure there was 23 people watching before.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of people watching.
Man, I've been playing it again lately. Maybe I should start streaming it.
I remember back when Perry did the Lurkers, he would like in the like that's how I got discovered, was because Perry commented on one of my videos, and I clicked on Perry's channel and watched that stream of him just surfing. So I guess to me, I thought he used to watch new channels because he wasn't subbed to me until he saw my video. But then as I kept watching more of him doing those streams, he was just watching, like he'd be watching live streams and stuff like that while he was streaming and stuff. So,
well, that's what we do on, well, obviously previously banter with. On
Twitter. I remember I'd be doing a stream sometimes, and then you guys all would be watching it.
We always watch Saturday Night Louie when it comes on. So you're like, everything's quiet for like an hour while we watch Louie, and then we just go back to talking shit.
It seems like he's always streaming. Wait, who is?
Mad Spidey.
Yes, Mad Spidey is.
I'm on streams. I don't do streams. I'm on streams.
European magnet fishing.
European magnet fishing.
You love your weird shit, don't you, Katie?
European is that?
What's up, Jackson?
What's up, Jackson? European magnet fishing. You know those games? You know those little toy game things you play where you have the fish and you throw the magnet in there, and is that what it is?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I remember those. Like the thing would spin and you'd have to like fish the fish out.
I've seen like videos on TikTok when I've been scrolling where they take like these high powered magnets and they throw them over in the water, and they pull out like old car parts and all kind of stuff.
There used to be a show here called Matt Spidey, you'll know. It was like some Aboriginal dude who would like fix cars with like like they'd find people who were like their cars broke down in the outback, and they would fix their cars with like sticks and stuff like that. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that. No.
I can't remember what it was called. I only watched
Is that
it
like
once.
the Australian version of Pimp My Ride?
But it was like, yeah, literally people were stuck in the outback, and then the group of Aboriginal dudes would rock and be like, "Oh, good fella, we'll fix it," and they would just grab like sticks and stuff like that, and somehow fix their cars, like make a wheel out of like a tree trunk or something like that.
What time are you starting work, Simon?
I'm not starting till 1.
To 1. Okay. That's right, because you got to do all late. There's all late shifts going on this week, obviously. Long,
I did
long hours.
Tuesday we did till this week we're open till 9, I think, weekdays.
Do you
but
get
Thursday,
any
Friday,
time off for Christmas, man?
No, I get Christmas Day off, and then the following day I start at 6:45 in the morning.
Refund day.
Man, I don't even like leave my house to go to stores during the like holiday season.
Yeah, it's nuts. We've done all our Christmas shopping, thank God.
Yeah, I've got mine done for the family. And
Yeah, I'm done, actually.
let me
Because
throw out
we
a
used
quick
to have,
little
we
plug
only
while we got 12
over
people on
here.
the stream here.
Mm.
For anybody that knows, I'm taking donations to shave my beard, and when I hit 300, I'm going to go live and shave it. And so far, I've gotten a total of 65.
Yeah,
So
but
when I hit that 300 mark,
I'm just putting my hand up. I donated money not to shave the beard. So
yours is not to shave. So
Yeah.
Simon's don't count. I'm still down to 35 then instead of 60. But yeah, I figure if I manage to hit that, I'll go live and just have some fun with it, man. Maybe do some chops. The Lemmy
Uncle
from
Chop Chop.
Motorhead.
Uncle Chop Chop.
Yeah, okay, that'd be better if you styled it. I think it'd be better than just shaving it, mate. You put so
Well,
much
I
work
mean,
into it.
yeah, I've been growing it forever now, man. It feels like it kind of stopped getting length to it though.
I think it's
hit a
always going
wall
to get
with
to that
length.
stage. Well, it's gonna. I think it like when it's short, it grows quicker, right? And then when it gets to a certain
Yeah.
length, then it's gonna. It's like your hair, but you won't notice it as much anyway.
I did finally cave in and get a haircut.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that sucks too. We should have raised money just to shave your head bald.
Yeah. If I actually hit the goal, man, I got to be honest, I'm going to miss the beard because I've got really attached to it over this year.
That's why you shouldn't shave it, mate. Not for money. It's not.
But
not a good...
yeah, if I get the money though, it's gone. Got to survive out here somehow, man. And shaving the beard is better than drinking buffalo sauce.
Russ will do anything for money. Shave beard, eat spicy food, do live streams with a bottle of Listerine.
That's when I was trying to get my watch time hours up.
If you've given up,
How
on
low
that.
have they dropped now, Russ?
It's the highest it went to was like 2,400, and now it keeps hovering around the 1,800 mark. So I lost a big chunk of hours. So I kind of give up on the monetization thing. Now I'm just trying to work on getting subs and stuff. Trying to get that 2K giveaway goal.
100 hours away.
Yeah, but I don't understand why I cannot get above that 3,900 because I'll jump up like 60 hours or something like that. Like after Comic-Con, right? Like those videos always do well. So I jumped up like 60 hours, and then the next day I dropped another like 40. So I'm like, what did I do last year that had so many hours? So,
I know it's like, I don't know how they calculate that, the hours and stuff, but it's just like seems impossible to get monetized.
You can actually look to see how many hours a video gets. So the live streams definitely make a big difference, which is why like I need to go all out in the next month with live streams. So let me just
channels that live stream all the time. That's like the way to go for monetization, I think.
Yeah, well, that's why a lot of people hit the 4,000 hours before they get to the bloody
Yeah.
1,000
Before they
subs
even
because
hit
they
the
do a
1,000
weekly
subs,
live
yeah.
stream. If you do a weekly live stream, you're going to get there easily. But I barely like that collectible show and tell I did the other day. That was the first time in 2 months that I'd done that show. I'm just trying to find where you can find the
Yo, what's up, God Tank?
God Tank in the house. What's up, mate?
Yeah, because I know, like, because I asked Rob Fatstacks about it, and he's like, I've had like close to 5,000 when he was in the 800s. He goes, I've had close to 5,000 watch hours about the last 6 months. And he goes, all I need to do is just get the subs for monetization, and then, you know, as soon as he hit it, bang, it's on. So
yeah, I noticed they already started putting ads on his videos and stuff before he hit the 1,000 mark.
Well, they did that to you too, Russ. When you did some video that got more watches than usual. It's probably one of your rants.
Yeah.
There was an ad on there. Same as Spidey.
I hate
Spidey,
that,
what was
man.
that one?
It's like,
Spidey did a video that got a lot more views than usual.
I'm still like
and
2,400 hours away from getting monetized, and YouTube is still trying to find a way to make money off of me.
It was your video. I made that killer thumbnail for you, Spidey. Oh, the
the
Grail.
Grail one.
Yeah, the Grail one. That had an ad when I played it.
Oh, okay.
Not the first time, the second time. Like I went back to actually watch it, and then and it played an ad.
Yeah.
My YouTube video probably has an ad on it.
Speaking of past videos, obviously, you know what video is coming up soon, Simon, that I sent you that photo of.
Mm-hmm.
Finally started doing slab cracking with Spidey. That's what I'm going to call. Oh, I've only cracked the one so far. I'll only do like one per.
Well, remember last time we did it, you embarrassed us. So make sure you choose wisely.
This one's half nuts and half sensible. So the cracking part is a little bit nuts, but I remembered the Stanley knife for the poly bag this time.
Instead of trying to open it with a screwdriver.
No, I just grabbed it and tried to pull it open like this, the vacuum seal thing, and then ended up putting little tears in the book.
And then, so you know what? You know my theory is why? Because that video randomly started getting a bunch of views, right? My theory on that is that I feel like it was something to do with Grail Hunters.
Oh, because what?
That's just a guess of mine.
No,
I don't know, but that's because a lot of people were, I think, Aussie that were commenting, and there's like that guy who gave us shit was like, someone was like, commented, I wouldn't let you two clowns open a jar of pickles.
Oh, I remember that.
So I replied, why would you want to open a jar of pickles? Pickles are gross.
Yeah, I remember that. I even had Beck, because you know how I was worried about trying to film like with just my tripod sort of setup and things like that. I was actually able to sort of work out to have it sort of tilt a bit with the phone, but Beck also was handheld. Like when you were doing it with the little tripod, she was handheld doing it with her phone. But I got to try and work out the picture-in-picture thing because I've never done that with footage before.
It's easy. You just put the layer. You just put the second layer over the main layer, and then on the very top with the editing screen, there's like a thing to choose picture-in-picture.
Okay, so it's the same as doing just a picture.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Pictures up before.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Okay.
But the thing is, wait, did you film with two cameras?
Yeah, two different.
So what you'll have to do is you have to line up the audio so it's in sync.
Or I'll just cut the audio from Beck's phone.
Yeah, you can, but you have to know where you still need to line the video up properly.
Yeah, I might have to have it's too hard a time of year to do this a tutorial with the noob at this time of year, but
it's pretty simple. Fried pickles. I've heard people like them some fried pickles.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's good, man. There's a place down here called Giorgio's that has a burger. It's got fried pickles on it and some kind of zesty sauce. Dip that whole thing in some ranch, man.
You and your ranch.
That's heaven on a bun. Everything goes in ranch, bro.
Ranch is pretty good.
Russ must be like ranch what like Aussies are over here with tomato sauce.
I'm not a big tomato sauce guy. Like, I mean, it's okay, but I don't love like ranch is way better than tomato sauce.
I don't think I've ever tried ranch, but I put tomato sauce on everything.
Oh, ranch is so good, man. French fries, pizza, burgers, chicken. Ranch is good on it all.
Why are you
yeah,
dipping
man.
your pizza? Why are you
Heck
dipping your
yeah.
pizza?
My
That's
jalapeno and pineapple pizza, dip it in some ranch.
That's so
Dude,
disgusting.
you ain't never tasted nothing that good before.
That's disgusting, Russ. On that note, we should close up with that grossness. Oh, that is just foul. Spite, like, do you even eat pizza, Matt's party?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't have vegetables on it.
So you don't do Hawaiian?
No.
Good man.
What do you do? Just all meat, like pepperoni,
Yeah,
sausage.
They're like a meat lovers. Like I do, like if nobody because for some stupid reason over here, some places will go, oh, here's our meat lovers pizza, but they'll put like onion on it. It's like it's not a meat lovers pizza if you put onion on it. That's just stupid.
It's because, mate, it's supposed to add to it, all right? Things are supposed to be there for a reason.
No.
See, I like three things, man: pepperoni, jalapenos, and pineapple.
Oh, that's so gross, man.
Beck loves Hawaiian pizzas.
No.
It's just something about the combination, man, of pepperoni and pineapple with the spiciness
Pepperoni
of jalapeno.
and jalapeno, I can do that, but that pineapple just can get the hell out of here.
Oh, Sean's firing. Pizza in the States is rubbish. Oh, watch out.
Oh. Well, in New York, they've got that New York style pizza where it's like really thin, so you kind of fold it. There was a place down here that was doing that for a while. I remember it was actually kind of cool. But pizza in the States is
we've started going all that like gourmet shit. Like we got like 95 degrees, 400 gradi.
Oh, you go there, do you? 0.95?
I've never been there, but I've had friends that go there and stuff like that. And even at like 400 gradi, it's like a 99 cheese pizza. It's like that. It just you wouldn't even be able to swallow it. It'd just go down like in a clump.
I went to 0.95 with Sarah. I found out that a friend of mine from high school owns it.
Oh, because the one at Jackson Court apparently won one of the chefs won best margarita.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, the pizzas look pretty good there. I did try the pizza there. I normally get pasta when I go there. I plop a chink. What's that mean?
I don't think I want to ask Katie because no one knows.
That sounds interesting. Detroit style. A chunk, okay.
What a chunk in there.
Oh man, that was.
I don't know which is worse, chink or chonk or chunk.
Yeah. All right, maybe we should wrap it. Unless you guys can hang if you want. I mean, Spidey's down to clown. I'm gonna go do my.
I'm not doing anything. Well, Beck's car, so we've got nowhere to go.
You got any videos you want to promote, Simon?
I'm gonna release my Christmas tree video tomorrow night. I think you'll see the final product of the Christmas tree.
The whole $4.
Yeah, no, it looks good. I think it looks good, especially when I
probably spend more on the decorations than the tree.
I wanted to put something on the top, like everyone has like a little angel on top. I wanted to put something on the top, and I found something for the top. So you'll see that at the very end of that video.
I was going to say, yeah, like not that I'd show it on my channel because obviously it's not mine, but Beck actually found, because you know how like you get the Hallmark stuff?
Yeah.
She actually found a big stitch to go on top of a tree.
Well, if you see the Christmas tree at Big City Comics, he's got Angel, like the X-Men character Angel.
Yeah, the pop one.
Pop vinyl of that on the top of the tree, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
But yeah, I've got that. I might do a live stream and do that Simple Surfer maybe in the next 2 days if I can find time.
That'd be cool, man.
And that's it. Maybe we'll watch some Mad Spidey and Super Russ videos on there. So yeah, we'll see.
I know. My YooHoo video recently hit 2,000 views, man. That's like
Really?
a record. Yeah, that's like a record for like one of the videos on my channel, man. That's some normal video.
Wow. And then they got there and they're like, what? Is that
video
it?
or a short?
No, it was a
No,
video.
it's a regular video, man.
You just pours
how to make
bloody
homemade
chocolate syrup
YooHoo.
into water.
Some comments say it's disgusting, and other comments say it's good. So
That's awesome. Well, kiss comic books goodbye, Russ. It looks like you're just going to be
yeah, a YooHoo channel.
making weird stuff and eating it. I guess there's
Yeah,
channels
I
like
could
that.
try
Dude.
that. Yeah,
There's this channel of this guy. All he does is like eat crazy stuff. Like one time, he drank some juice that was sealed from like the 80s.
ooh, I ain't doing that, man.
He vomited like instantly.
But maybe you change your name to Shock Russ 9000. Just do like shock food and drink videos and stuff.
No,
Shocker Russ.
definitely no 20 or 30-year-old.
Yeah, you won't have the constitution for the weird shit, Neil.
What you got?
I do have a room tour, year-end room tour video coming up on the 31st. I actually filmed it back on the 4th because I'd like dusted and cleaned everything. So I went ahead and filmed the video then while everything was dusted and clean. And I just scheduled it to come out on the 31st. So the big year-end room tour.
I just show people my dust, mate.
Yeah.
I have no shame.
I figured
my
if
dust.
I don't film while it's clean, it's just going to look bad again at the end of the month. So I went ahead and filmed it then.
Nice. Spidey, what do you got coming up?
Well, yeah, I filmed a couple of videos last night, so I hadn't done a video in a week. So I released one last night, another one of my Bowen Designs statue collection videos. I'll have my slab cracking with Spidey hopefully soon if I can work that out. And I also did another one of my artist series videos. And I'm actually thinking I've never done anything festive before for YouTube. Obviously, I've only ever done one Christmas with on YouTube, but I was thinking I'd try and show a lot of my Hallmark ornaments that I have, all my Marvel ornaments.
That's a good one.
So
It's very
That'd be cool.
Yes, on brand.
So yeah, I might do that if it's not too hot to try and film.
Very good. All right, Russ. Well, are we going to be? Well, maybe we'll decide still. What's next week? Next week is the 29th. Well, next year, well, if we're here next week, will be the year-end show, mate. Maybe we'll plan something good for that too. Wait, is next?
Yeah, I'll have to.
I know we're 2 away from 50.
Yeah, this is episode 48, I think.
Right.
Oh, that would have been perfect to do an end of year on 50.
Well, when we do 50,
Well, we can do a mini. We can do a mini episode tomorrow, like a 10-minute, to make it episode 49.
Simon can wake up at like 5 a.m, do a 10-minute thing, and then go back to sleep.
I think when we do episode 50, maybe we'll do it on a different day when I actually have the day off, when we can maybe do a longer hang session.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool, man.
Or just do it in the new year, so it could be like number
Call it
50 the new year.
The supersized episode.
That's it. Supersize hangout. All right, mate. Let's wrap it. I've got books to order. And
all right, man. Merry Christmas, everybody, and nighty night from 9,000.
Merry Christmas, y'all.